So today's would be the next class of your investment management subject. So today would be the last practical problem of your investment management. This is the last method in your fifth unit, Farmer's decomposition method, measure of net selectivity. So like Farmers proposed a measure of net selectivity based on total risk of the portfolio. How you're going to calculate the net selectivity will be chosen. This is different with your other three performance index portfolios. They were like performance measure used to be done, but here in pharma you're going to calculate total risk of the portfolio of its net selectivity, that is your net amount also. So the risk adjusted performance measure discussed earlier and basically oriented to an analysis of overall performance or of a fund or a portfolio it was. So following the work of Trainer, Sharpe and Jensen, Pharma proposed a fine break down of performance. Careful analysis has been done. Pharma method provides an analytical framework approach discussed earlier to give a more detailed breakdown of the performance of portfolios. So this has been proposed, a net selectivity based on total risk of the portfolio. So this is the formula, RP minus RF plus standard deviation of P by standard deviation of M. You will be opening the bracket as such. That will be again here one more bracket will come as such. The bracket has been started, so this is the bracket of both of them. This will be the bracket of this. So RM minus RF, this is the formula for one of the formula of pharmas, where you take this in the fourth bit, the net selectivity. This is how you calculate over here. This will also will come one more bracket as such. So pharma measure has four components. First is risk-free return. RF will be given. The impact of systematic risk. So that is the formula for that is beta P into RM minus RF. If at all beta also has been given, you need to multiply with the RM minus RF. The impact of imperfect diversifications is the third step. These are the steps you have under pharma measures. Standard deviation of P minus standard deviation of M minus beta P into RM minus RF. The net superior returns due to selectivity has been given as RP minus RF plus standard deviation of P by standard deviation of M, RM minus RF. The total actual returns are, what you have to do is, in the fifth one, you need to add all the four answers. First answer, that is risk-free rate, if at all has been given in the question, you need to take that. Beta P, the second answer is this one, the impact of systematic risk. Third answer is this answer, standard deviation of P by standard deviation of M minus beta P, RM minus RF. The fourth answer is this one, what we have calculated earlier. Whatever you get, you need to add them. So that all the returns are nothing but the total actual returns to pharma's method as such. So let's do a problem on this. Mr. Ajay has been managing a portfolio of a large mutual fund for the last 2 years. So he found that his portfolio has earned a return of 70.6. Risk on return was 41.31. So he found that his portfolio has earned a return. Okay, how much a return it has earned? So RP has been given as 70.6. Okay, return on portfolio means RP has been given 70.6. Risk on return was 41.31. So it will be your risk on return was 41.31, means over here it's a return on market, if you say, because we are talking about risk. So it will be that risk on return of market assets, and had the beta of 1.21. So beta has been given as 1.21. During the same period, the return on market as a whole, okay, 41.31 is your 41.31 is your standard deviation on market as such. That is also required, isn't it? Standard deviation of a portfolio. If you see this formula, you require RP, RF, standard deviation of P, standard deviation of M, RM and RF. So first of all, he found his portfolio has earned a return of 70.6. So RP has been given as 70.6. Risk on portfolio return was 41.31. So portfolio risk on portfolio is 41.31. So standard deviation of P, you require standard deviation of P also, right? So that is been 41.31 and has a beta of 1.21, means here this one beta is also required for the second step. So beta has been given as 1.21. During the same period, the return on market was as a whole was 41.34. So your return on market is 41.4. So it is the RM has been given as 41.4 and had the standard deviation of 19.44. So standard deviation of M will be 19.44. RF has been given 12. Compute the farmer's measure of net selectivity and show the breakup of it, observed return in terms of its various components. So let's start doing this problem. So let's write down all the entire information first of all, then we'll do it. Your RP has been given as 70.6. Your RF has been given as 12%. If you see the equation, RF has been given as 12%, RP 70.6. Risk on portfolio standard deviation of P has been given as 41.31. Okay, if you see this, beta is 1.21. So your beta is 1.21 and return on market is 41.4. So RM 41.4. Your standard deviation of market is 19.44. So standard deviation of market is 19.44. So this is the entire information we have taken. So now you need to, he's asking us to calculate the farmer's net selectivity, that is the fourth step. And also he's asking us to show the breakup of its observed return in terms of its various components. So you need to show all the four components that I have given you in the formula. So this is all the four components. The very first of all, we will calculate the formula as such. We'll copy this formula. So we'll do this. Okay. So net selectivity. This is the formula for measure of net selectivity. This is nothing but farmer's measure of net selectivity. So RP is how much? 70.6 minus, open the bracket, RF is 12%. So 12 plus it is, isn't it? 12 plus standard deviation of P is 41.31 divided by standard deviation of M is 19.44. Open the bracket, RM is 41.4 minus the RF is 12. So if you do this part, it will be 70.6 minus, if you do 41 divided by 19.44, 41.31 divided by 19.44, it will come to 12 plus 2.125 if you do this division. And for 41.4 minus 12, you will get the answer 29.4. If you multiply with 2.125, it will be 62.475 plus 12, it will be 74.475. So you need to subtract this and divide this, then multiply them. Okay, then multiply them and add this back. So it will be, at last the answer will be, if you do minus 70.6, you will get the more value is this, so you will get minus 3.875. So now we are going to observe the breakup of all the observed return, in terms of its components. So we'll do that. So the very first one is what has been given in the question, risk-free rate of RP. So what we are going to write down is Pharma's measure has 4 components. I'm going to write down that, and then I'm going to start. Pharma's measure has 4 components. First one is risk-free rate. How much it has been given? Risk-free rate, RF has been given 12. Second question is, second component is the impact of systematic risk, beta P into RM minus RF, sorry. So you're going to take that also. So over here, the impact of systematic risk beta P into RM minus RF. Okay, that is what is the second one. So your beta is 1.21 into RM is how much? 41.4 minus RF, how much has been given? 12. So you're going to subtract first 1.21 into 41.4 minus 12. The above we can see over here how much we got, 29.4. So 29.4, if you multiply it, you're going to get 32.957. Okay, if you do 1.21 into 29.4, you will get 1.121. Your beta P is, yes, 1.121. What is the beta P has been given? 1.121. I have taken 1.21 as such, so it's 1.121. So here also 1.121 it will be. So it will be 32.957. 1.121 into 32, 29.4, 32.957. Now let's do the third component. I'm going to continue over here. So third point over here is, what is the third point if you see this measure? The impact of imperfect diversification. So we are going to take that formula. The impact of imperfect diversification. Formula is standard deviation of P by standard deviation of M minus beta P RM minus RF. So standard deviation of P is how much? 41.31 divided by 19.44 minus 1.121. RM is again 41.4 minus 12. So you need to do first of all 41.31 divided by 19.44. If you see over here, we already got the value, so we'll write down that value. 2.125 minus 1.121. So into 41.4 minus 12. So how much you get over here is, you subtract it and multiply, you will get 29.52. So your fourth one is the net selectivity. What you got? Net returns during selectivity how much we got is minus 3.875. that is the value what we got over here. This is the same answer for fourth one. That's the procedure, guys. You need to do this fourth step first because it's a measure of net selectivity. What you got the answer, you need to take over here. You need not to do again the entire formula. So now the fifth one is, what is the fifth step one? Total actual returns, that is one step, second step, third step and fourth step. So here also you need to do total actual return, first step, second step, third step and fourth step. So it will be 12 plus 32.957, second step answer plus, this is what we have taken, okay, 32.957. now we need to take the 29.52 plus fourth step. So it is minus answer it is, so we are going to write down on the minus only. So if you do the entire part, you are going to get 12 plus 32.96 or 29.52 minus 3.87, you get 70.61%. So you know what it's been said, the ability of the fund manager is to study by using measures like Jensen and Pharma. Okay, apart from the risk and return, the performance of the market scheme depends on the next net selectivity and diversification by fund manager also. So this is the another method of to calculate the performance index. I hope it is clear. So if you see this, do with a variation. I'm just going to read out the question. I didn't have the time to check out the solution to write down the questions. I'm going to dictate, you are going to write down the question. So I'm going to read out the question. You just copy the question and do the solution part from your side. Mr. A has been a fund manager and had been managing a portfolio for the last 5 years. Okay, I'm going to repeat. Mr. A has been a fund manager and has been managing a portfolio for the last 5 years. He found that his portfolio has earned a return of 81.2. So your RP is 81.2. He found that his portfolio has earned a return of 81.2. Risk on portfolio return was 41.31. So standard deviation of P is 41.31 and had a beta of 1.231. So it is 1.231. During the same period, the return on market as a whole was 52.9. So RM is 52.9 and had the standard deviation of 20.9. So our standard deviation of P is 20.9. Assume that RF was 12%, 14%. 14%. Compute Pharma's measure of net selectivity and show breakup of its observed returns in terms of its various components. So this is the question. I want you all to do it. Listen the question again. Just going to tell you the values. Standard deviation return on portfolio RP is 50.56. Your 81.2, sorry, RP is 81.2. Standard deviation of P is 50.56. Beta is 1.231. RM is 52.9. Standard deviation of M is 20.9 and RF is 14%. So I want you all to do this problem. So and do this and show me the solution. So with this we are done with the practical part of your uh, fifth unit. So what is left out is only the theoretical part now. If you see the this one, let me show you the syllabus. So this is where we are doing. We are done with the performance measure, Sharpe, Trainer, Jensen and Pharma. Now the entire part is only theoretical. Mutual funds. We are done with this. Practical problems. Mutual funds. The features, types and schemes are there. Return on mutual funds, problems and prospects of mutual funds in India, regulation of mutual funds and investors production in India. I'm going to cover it up this in my next class. So I'll wind up the class now. See all of you guys. Bye all of you.